Hello. Oh wait, is that high from now or from 10 years ago? Am I live? I'm live, I think, yeah. So is that hello from now? Are you here now? Or are you the greater range from the past? Because I never know. Why should I be old? I don't know. Maybe it's from last stream when I like hi Lucy and bye Lucy. You know? You never know. I'm gonna promote the stream. I've been feeling so sleepy lately, you wouldn't believe. Can you believe how sleepy I've been feeling lately? And by lately, I mean for the last few days, ever since I started taking medication. Can you believe this? What is this? Ukraine bans. Oh yeah. The redacted channel. Jesus. I still have to do the timestamps for fake Alec Parker. The dark side of money is pathway to many a bill. What? What the hell? The hell, President Sunday?
Traits and stats as well. You have to do CK3 LARP events to figure out if that girl you want to marry really is a genius or she's just gregarious and you're shy. The traits should still exist. You should still have a stress level, for example. You should still have counselors' hidden skills impact their performance at work.
I've played Crusader Kings 3, by the way.
All of this hidden from the player, and have the intrigue lifestyle not just uncover secrets, but that you spy on people to uncover their personalities, or better yet, have a passive rate of doing so based on your intrigue or some other factors. With intrigue
I've played this and it's like, you know, it's like a soap opera with a strategy element.
Lifestyles and focuses on that domain being naturally better at it. Yes, if we approach Crusader Kings 3 from a realism point of view...
You're a dynasty, yeah, but dynasties don't dictate policy or make decisions. That's the problem. Dynasties are they're not really inert, but they don't make decisions, right? Humans make decisions. Gods make decisions. You're one of those.
During this time period, we had terrible information and state gathering of said information. It was so bad that when the Normans took over England and decided to do a census, it was literally considered a doomsday book because the government finding out how many cows you have on your farm is the equivalent of the end times. But let's play that to our advantage. And frankly, as an optional mode or a setting or even an incredible overhaul mod, what would living in a realistic CK3 information...
President Sunday is so shameless he's stealing content right now, just like I am. Him.
Dark Age like, because I do think it can certainly be fun.
But we don't live in the information dark ages. Today we live with innovative technologies ranging from the internet as a whole to location tracking mobile phones we carry around with us each and every day.
Yay, my keyboard just shipped. Huzzah.
And while their utility is unmatched, they themselves can act as points of vulnerability and allow services to legally discriminate against you based on your location. And to this end, well, I'd like to introduce today's sponsor, Surfshark. Surfshark's VPN services deliver you that online security and privacy that you deserve. And by VPNing into, shall we say, lower income countries, you're able to make location-based
And President Sunday say that you do some serious changes to the stream.
History, I've spent the last 2 years of my life in Paraguay. Surfshark VPN supports unlimited device.
Had a go at making Instagram like a Korean would. They were nice. Oh yeah. I lived with a Vietnamese couple and they did Insta soups, but the wife added a lot of nice extra stuff to the Insta soup and it made it delicious. PS got a Gardia from Zarathustra, it's over.
This is letting you secure your whole
No.
guarantee.
But okay, now that you've secured all of your information, what does an unsecured information...
President Sunday is not even reacting to anything, okay? President Sunday is just like, quietly sitting. He's doing a Destiny impression. The only difference is that he's not saying Jesus from time to time. Jesus? You know? The only difference right now between Destiny and him. And a few others differences that have nothing to do with streaming, but that's neither here nor there. But
information environment look like? Well, conveniently, we're now talking about EU4. Now, EU5 is right around the corner. I would love to talk about EU5, but honestly, they still need to, finish the game and release it. And I would hate to talk about
maybe I will get EU5. Oh, by the way, Jesus. Well, now I'm Destiny. Why are streamers so weird? Why is Hassan Piker so weird? Just so bizarre. Why is Hassan Piker such a bizarre boy? You tell me, please. Why is this all of this so weird? Oh wow, social posted. Oh wow, okay. This reminds me of, pho the soup. Pho the soup, the Vietnamese soup. You have fried pho. That's not a soup. Interesting. The egg is a nice touch, although some people hate eggs. This was a bulldog. And you ate it on a old school plate. At least Greater Rent would say that it's an old school plate because it has flowers. So you ate your dish like an old person would. It's not right, Greater Rent. The old person's dish.
something they would rework entirely by release, as well as the abject reality of the situation being that I can't show screenshots of videos, I can just talk about it. That all being said, in an act of
Exactly. You play the part of a weak god who can only command one person at a time, but also the entire military, but also you can see as far as the farthest ships can see, despite there being no communication between the ships and the metropole. And, yeah.
self-shilling, so blatantly shameless, even I'm impressed. I actually do have a referral code, lemon cake, case sensitive, or a link in the description.
Wow. That short commentary was really worth President Sunday watching a bunch of this video in silence, huh? A plate is a plate, yeah, just like curd is a curd, I guess. Flower print is indeed for old people. See? I have woken Greater Rain up from their slumber.
Right below today's sponsor, which you are more than welcome to use if you're
Although here's the thing. When you zoom out in EU4, you zoom out to a table that says EU4 on the top. So this is what you're actually playing when you're playing EU4, what you're playing as. You are playing as someone who is playing EU4, which was actually a board game originally. So that's who you are. You're playing a board game in EU4. You're playing someone playing a board game.
interested in grabbing it for yourself, but I'm going to stop talking about EU5, and
That's not true. I don't play a board game. Board games are for nerds. Lucy, did you reorganize your bookshelf? As you can plainly see, no, not yet. I've been doing things one step at a time, okay? One step at a time. What was the context of occurred as occurred, and who said it? I think it's Dylan. It was a Dylan Burns donation sound.
In the 15th century.
a conversation for many a dedicated video, because the topic of the current chapter is information in EU4. So let's start with the positives. We have Fog of War, and we do have a grey, discovered but unseen soft Fog of War mechanic.
Okay. Pop quiz. Which political/military thinker came up with the term Fog of War?
Oh my gosh, I don't remember.
First wins the prize.
Actually, I'm so bad with names. I actually don't remember.
So who came up with Fog of War? Don't Google, that's cheating. That's cheating. Who said Fog of War first? Who came up with that? Clausewitz? Who the hell is Clausewitz?
Adolf Hitler.
You're all banned.
Mechanic.
Yeah, but it's someone
Okay,
from
we're done.
Hippie
On to
Dippy,
the
right? I don't know,
Yes, we have
actually.
an
I don't
insane
know the
amount of
lore.
knowledge yet again. Same as in Crusader Kings.
Exactly. It was John Fogg.
of our own country. Every province we have the exact development, production, development cost, buildings, and autonomy. And apparently every country
Now I
in the
wanna
world
Google
sponsors
it.
a daily opinion poll because we have a
I have
daily
the right to
updating
Google
unrest
it.
count on the provinces. In fact, I don't think it's even a daily updating poll. It's a live opinion poll because doing things like increase and decrease in autonomy updates the unrest of the province in real time, not over a day tick. And not only can we click on autonomy and see a real-time breakdown of what modifiers we
said
have contributing
fog
to this
of
increase or
war?
decrease, we could do the same for unrest and see, oh neat, we have -2 unrest because we have 100 legitimacy.
Russian
But
military
then it gets
analyst Karl
worse. So
von
the ledger exists, and it
Clausewitz
can give you a
in
very well-organized table on
1830s.
the army strengths, on the economy, and frankly obscene things like the total amount of army
Clausewitz.
casualties Tunis took during the entire EU4 history. Can you in good faith say today that Tunis could tell you the exact amount of soldiers the nation of Tunis has lost in military conflicts down to the nearest thousand? I actually don't know.
I don't want to be mean. I like this kind of content. This is so bloated. You can just say the point.
Maybe they can, but like you see the point of the
make the argument, give examples, but don't just like list off endlessly. Like, look, how do you know that all this stuff is here? Hey, look, I get the idea. You don't need to repeat this 100 times.
absurdity.
Now I'm gonna see if President Sunday ever repeats himself, okay? I'm gonna see if President Sunday ever repeats his point. And I'm gonna judge him harshly for ever repeating a thing, okay? I'm gonna judge him for bloat.
Yeah, right. Now, the ledger may be considered cheating, sure, so let's mention limited ledger. And as any MP sweat would tell you, limited ledger tells you still a lot of things. For example, there's a mechanic in EU4 called score, and score exists so EU4 YouTubers like me can make a top 5 most obscure features in EU4 video and talk about score. And yes, actually, you already made that video. Point is, though, that your score calculation comes from your administrative, diplomatic, and military score combined.
A lot of people watch this.
And you lose 0.02
Why is the computer working so
score
slow?
for every loan you have. A mechanic that sounds
Well,
innocent.
those are examples, yes, but it's like I don't need a list of every single like strategy games generally rely on abstracting what in reality would be just massive dynamic sets of relationships that you could spend a lifetime studying.
No way. No way.
So obviously it's going to be reductive in every single case because you're reducing it to a game. And reducing it to a game from the vantage point of what? What is of interest to the player in this particular kind of game? That's the genre. It's like why is EU4 a grand strategy game? Well, because you presume to be occupying the role of something to do with a state in a grand world system of states, right? Grand strategy, grand scale, like politics and military strategy. That's what that is. If you want to talk about how the presumption of the transparentness of that information, and maybe how the presumption of that transparency sort of creates assumptions about the ease with which reality or political relationships or things like that can be simulated or can be represented abstractly. That's very interesting. Simply like going down the list of every single case of like, here's a mechanic that shows an amount of information, the acquisition of which is not accounted for narratively in the context of the game. It's like, that's all of it. That's every piece of information. How about military strength? Like, we're talking about stuff that seems like really obviously like, you know, that seems really obviously difficult to acquire informationally because we think of it as like, okay, well, how would you got to send somebody out to get this data? And some kinds of data you can't get by sending somebody out. But like we take for granted things like military strength. Like, hey, I send this unit over and it's got a value of 1,300. How many men are in there? You don't know. Are they sick? How many are sick? How many are tired? What does this all mean? Like that kind of information. Who has that information? How is that being relayed? That's interesting. You have real-time information about the constitution of a force on deployment. You should be in the dark about that. There should be like periodic messengers that come back and give you data
bloat. You repeated yourself. There you go.
information.
You already said that there are people that should be relying these things.
Be accurate. Even in present day, that is often that is often the case, unless you're talking about like specific units that are under like direct monitoring by some central command somewhere. Like that kind of thing is very interesting, and this sort of inflated idea of the hyper competency of modern state administrative technology. That's really interesting. Something about fog of war. Yeah, I mean that's part of it. But fog of war like encompasses more than just like not being able to see sort of the degeneration of your initial formations in the actual engagement. It also includes that, but it also includes things like the actual like complexity of a situation is unknown to you. It's not even just a matter of like your plans falling apart once the engagement occurs. It's quite literally like you discover the world as you proceed, right?
Well, not the world, but I get what he's trying to say.
Until you realize that you have
There's a game that operates like that, King's Orders, I think it's called. I think I know what you're talking about, yeah.
exact breakdown of the sources of every nation's score, and this counter doesn't update on date ticks even, it updates in literal real time. Meaning that
Mechanic actually in EU4? A little bit. Not with respect to military deployments, though.
during multiplayer wars or single player
Like
wars,
you can like you can see like the state of your units like immediately in a siege, right?
or anything, you can have a live counter
Like
on the
on a day-by-day basis.
amount of debt your enemies have in a limited ledger. This isn't an open ledger.
Also, if it all really worked like it should work, then a whole bunch of gameplay would be just waiting for information to come in. Okay, it would not be, from a gaming perspective, it would not be very entertaining. I feel like if it most of the time you'll just be waiting for information that could be inaccurate because everybody just assumes that the information will always be conveyed accurately and represent the state of things, and things can change by the time you get the information. The situation might change. Oh, the troops composition is like this. Oh wait, by the time you got the information it became completely different, and this is just, the information is completely worthless now because everything changed.
In a limited ledger. Does it get worse than this? Yes. The Ottomans, for example, have a mechanic called decadence, which if it gets high enough makes you a lot worse at basically everything. Since decadence at
Oh, the battle lines break. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
100 gives you minus 50 fort defense, hovering over the defensiveness of any province, even one in the grey zone of war, since defensiveness isn't hidden by
There's a mod for CK3 that does exactly that. Really? That's cool.
fog of war, and again, you don't even have to hover over a fort, just a random farm, will give you a breakdown of the defensiveness sources, meaning congratulations. Every nation that has seen a province of the Ottomans, not even their capital, have a live updating ticker on just how decadent the Ottomans are. What I think is somehow...
Okay, I'm bored now. Okay, why is President Sunday doing some boring stuff? It's just like, what the hell are you doing, President Sunday? Shouldn't you be doing cool, interesting stuff instead of... Shouldn't you be doing what's in the title, The Dark Side of Mind is a Pathway to Many Abilities, instead of watching a nerdy video about EU4? Trans guns ban. Oh, I did the trans guns ban. I did that. Did you know that? Hold on, I have to check something before. PvP World. I have a few interesting news topics for today that I want to talk about. That's not interesting. That's sort of interesting, but not exactly. That's kind of interesting. That's pathetic. That is interesting. Zelensky tells Slovak Prime Minister Fico, Ukraine will continue to strike Russian energy targets. That is interesting. Teenager stabs two peers in park attack in northern Poland. I bet the teenager was trans, weren't they? They were a trans stabber. I bet. Putin orders Russia to speed up rare earth development to boost global role. That is also interesting to me. Polish police busts Mexican cartel meth lab for 330 kilogram in northern Poland. There's a Heisenberg operating in Poland. Did you know? Did you know that there's a Heisenberg operating in Poland? So these are our topics for today, I guess. There's a Polish Heisenberg. The title of the video will be Polish Heisenberg Strikes, and the thumbnail caption will be, "You're goddamn right." How does that sound? What do you think? What do you think of our today's plan for politics? You're goddamn right. You're no fun. You people are no fun. You don't engage with me. I thought I was the sleepy one. I unless the stream has died, and I just don't know, and I'm just talking to myself. Sounds bitchin'. True. Thank you. See, you get it. You understand. Should I talk about... I even did a tweet on Twitter. I rarely do tweets on Twitter, but I did tweet on Twitter. I did a tweet on Twitter today about Hassan seemingly having a dementia problem. Yeah, that's right. Not the actual physician. Physician is a doctor. Physicist. Oh my god, I'm so silly. Physician. Should I do a thing about Hassan's dementia? Or do you feel like I shouldn't? Chat, decide if you want me to talk about that, because it's interesting and funny, but it's also kinda sad and pathetic, depending on how you look at it, you know? I feel like who cares about Hassan? I mean, a lot of people do. One of the biggest political commentators. So actually a lot of people care about Hassan. Right now I feel sadly a lot of people care about Hassan. Oh, the person that I doxed? Who were they? I never heard of them. This site is so weird by Hassan. You know? It's the weirdest thing you can do ever. Nettle Swamp, Salerno Academy. Of what I've seen of him, he doesn't seem to take things very seriously. Well, he likes to believe that he does, actually. You know? He actually likes to believe that Did you know this? Party. What skill does she have? I mean, what? Lightning bolt. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, I'm changing Jalanda's. Okay, wait. Divine item. Oh, I don't have any elemental. Whatever. I cannot afford. %5 chance of breaking is small. So how is everybody? Are you enjoying yourselves? Well, only 1% stays. Zoshelix did not tell me, an Entropy fan did not tell me if they want me to talk about Hassan's dementia. I grow tired of you. Finishing strike. Final blast.
I love a good fight.
I love a good fight.
Bastard!
Bastard.
I'll take care of this.
Oh, take care of this.
Finishing strike.
Lucy, I got thinking about something. Can I ask you in Discord? Yeah, okay.
Isn't this fun?
I'm taking my phone to look at the Discord.
I have drawn Chukichi. Good fortune.
Good fortune. You haven't asked. Oh. To my side, my noble
To my side,
Nine Harrier.
Hey, this doesn't look good.
It was pretty good.
I'll take care of this. Finishing strike. Flashing blade.
What a weakling! Oh my god!
Not dead yet.
It shall be engraved upon
Oh my
your
god!
soul.
What a weakling!
Divine assault. Nibalang Valesti.
What a weakling!
Such is your fate.
Ooh. Wow.
Oh dear, I have drawn Daikyo. Terrible fortune.
Terrible fortune. Level up. How can you say it's a terrible fortune? Terrible fortune. Uh...
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Hey, this doesn't look good.
Uh-oh, no, God. Yeah. What a weakling. Mm-hmm. Ah.
Get thee hence.
Oblivion awaits thee.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Hey, this doesn't look good.
This doesn't look good.
It shall be engraved upon your soul. Divine assault.
From behind.
Belang Valesti. I see this foe. will not
Not so easily.
I'll take care of this. Finishing strike.
Finishing strike.
Flashing blade. That was too easy.
Is he dead? Dead. Uh-oh. Oh, he fainted. I grow tired of you.
I grow tired of you. Finishing strike. Final blast.
Oh,
I love a good fight.
and a lot fight loves me. Guts? Ah, you're so useless. Bastard. Oh my god.
That was too easy. What's next?
Yay. I rose. to somebody. I just wrote, yeah. 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 Is that fair for me to write? Yeah. Nobody likes Valkyrie profile? Yeah, I know. It's my style. Yeah. I am a deep individual. The depths of my soul cannot be contained. With a simple phrase.
To my side.
Wellington.
No mercy.
It shall be engraved
Upon your soul. Divine salute.
Nibelang Valesti.
Nibelang Valesti.
Is it over?
I see this foul not pass to easily. Just a tired night, yeah? Zoshelix, do you want me to talk about the dementia of Hassan Piker? Would you like me to talk about that, or do you feel like it's not an interesting topic? This crystal is experience. Sure, did he legit forget who Dylan was or something? I don't think so. I don't think so, actually. I think he legit just trying to... I actually think, if you want my god honest opinion, like if you want me to seriously address this, then in my opinion he's doing the whole, I'm a big celeb, I'm such a big public figure, why should I know who this small and insignificant guy is? That is my genuine opinion, okay? My genuine opinion is that he's doing the, why should a big famous figure like me know who this small nobody is? That is my read of the situation, to be quite honest with you. Because of what he said. He said, why should I know who this person is and what he does? You know?
Is it over?
Why should someone of my stature know every single small nobody? You know? I genuinely think that's it. That he's doing the whole elitist thing, which is very strange for a person of this political affiliation to do, but you know what? Whatever. I don't believe for a second that he doesn't remember who Dylan Burns is. Okay?
It shall be engraved
I just don't believe it. So yeah, I guess there is malice in there.
Nibelang Valesti.
We could even watch the clips. We could watch the clips and we could, you know, do the whole shebang. I could do a whole segment out of it. And get a million hate comments all from Hassan viewers, because that is how I gain, that is how I get good numbers on my videos, by getting hate comments from people, I've noticed. I've gotten so many negative comments from Asmongold fans that it's not even... Oh my god. Can you even believe?
Повітряною тривогою.
Oh. I'll be signing contracts soon. I'll be signing a contract soon for the article. Did you know? Well, you didn't know. I'm telling you now, I'll be signing a contract soon for the article that I'm so going to get I'm going to get a copy of the magazine that will publish it, and I'm going to show you. There's just one down. Unfortunately, it will be published under my dead name. So that's one downside to the whole article writing thing and journalisms. I'm doing journalisms under my dead name.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Hey, this doesn't look good.
Which technically speaking means that it's difficult to... Well, it's not difficult.
It shall be engraved upon your soul.
Thank you. Thank you.
Divine assault.
I'm still happy about it being published and everything. And also, I think I've mentioned it before, the publication that will print it. There are a few reasons why I'm happy with this outcome. First is that I don't know if all of you know who Timothy Snyder is, okay? Do you know who Timothy Snyder is? The famous historian?
I grow tired of you.
So he was published in that magazine as well. So I feel like I feel the honor of being published in the same magazine that published Timothy Snyder. That's my
Dead already.
sort of like a brag, okay? And the second is that they told me that they will help me with accreditation.
As I thought.
Oh, you do? Oh, that's nice. So they told me that they will help me with accreditation. So there's a possibility that the next time I'll go to Ukraine, I'll be going with actual press cred. Which means I will be able to reach a lot more places than now. Isn't that cool? Yeah. I've got 0 elixirs? Oh my god. See, I'll be a genuine journalist. I'll be a genuine journalist
My noble Einherjar.
Hey, this doesn't
representing a publication.
It shall be engraved upon your soul.
If I had that, I'll be able to do more dangerous stuff, like regarding the children. There's one thing that I really wanted to do, but I just couldn't because I didn't have the cred. They really insisted that I would have to have some sort of accreditation to do the thing that I offered to participate in. And that is, let's just say, reporting on the children that exist closer to the front line proper. I find this an interesting topic to pursue. Especially since a lot of these things not many journalists pick up. Because it's not as flashy. It's still dangerous, but it's not as flashy. You know? Forget it. So that could be very fruitful.
I'll take care of this.
You will not.
Finishing
You're very
strike.
weak. Oh wait, no, he will take care of this.
Flashing blade.
So that's my
I knew
plan.
that would work.
Ah,
They were no match for
they were
us.
no match for us. Yeah, nobody's. Wow.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Don't do anything rash, my friends. Tenchu, punishment from the heavens.
Tenchu. Oh my god.
Do not resist.
No way. No way you're so weak. Oh my god. No way. No, 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 no. No way. That is insulting.
Have no hope of survival.
I feel insulted. Oh my god.
You have served.
Have
me
you
well,
beaten this game before? Yes. I've actually beaten this game several times. I've beaten the extra post-game dungeon as well. I played this game as a teen.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Don't do anything rash, my friends.
It shall be engraved upon your soul.
Why?
Divine assault. Nibalang.
I'm actually just grinding now. Because this game has limited time.
I see this.
So I'm leveling my Einherjar. With the extra time that I have. Actually. Does that make sense?
I'll take care of this.
I'll take care of this.
Finishing strike. Flashing blade. I knew that would work.
Would it? Alright.
I have drawn Daikichi. Excellent fortune.
See, they keep getting level ups. Which is good. It is very good that I allow them to level up so much. Like attack power. Or fight. Intelligence. Magic power. Now it should be more powerful. Why? Why are you always greeting with a Hello, Estelle. Like when you greet me with a it always makes me feel like I've done something wrong. Okay? It always makes me doubt myself. Always make me... Okay, what have I done? What have I done now? That I get a a deep, doubtful, a skeptical, You've always done something wrong. Oh, okay. At least someone agrees with me on that. See, Greater Rain? Somebody agrees with me.
It shall be engraved upon your soul. Divine assault. Nibelang Valesti. You have no hope of survival.
I grow tired of
Isn't that right, Greater Rain?
final blast. Now die.
And be silent. E.
I'll take care
I'll take care of
of this.
this.
Finishing strike. Flashing blade. I knew that would work.
I knew that it would work as well. What a coincidence. What?
Phew. That didn't go quite as well as I thought.
What? What are you complaining? We won. What a... You should play Lone Survivor. That's your answer to Estelle telling me that I always do something wrong? Wow. Wow. Wowzers trousers. I cannot believe you. I cannot believe you would say that to me. Why would you say that to me? With a straight face.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Hey, this doesn't look good.
What do you mean? It looks pretty good to me. I literally killed him on... Oh wait. How did he not die? Forget it. Die. Die, mister. Oh. The lone survivor is not very lone. Die. Overkill.
They were no match for us.
Okay, let's get out of here. Isn't that right? Great terrain. We gotta get out of here? Should we get out of here? This game does not have the realism of the fog of war information sphere calculations that you should have when playing a Valkyrie. How would you know how much HP or Einherjar have when you don't have the perfect information intel to know such information? This game does not rely the reality of being a Valkyrie very well, I think. Eat popcorn and candy and stuff at 1 a.m. Wow, you don't wish me very well. Okay, let's play Valkyrie at while stealing someone's content. 'Cause I'm just grinding at this point, so let's do this. Okay, let's do this. Browser. Okay. Wait, hold on. There you go. Live. Who is live? President Sunday is live? Beaking Clockman. For real this time. Bravely default. Who is Clockman? That is so weird. Insane drama and news. Oh, insane drama. Okay. I heard that Rob Noor schooled Destiny in a debate. Cockman? Yeah, that's right. My favorite. Oh, are we at war with Venezuela? Taylor Lawrence memes. We're at war with everybody at this point. Where is... Okay, where is President Sunday? Did he just go... Did he stop streaming? Was he stopped dead? Hold on, President Sunday live. What happened to President Sunday? Did he... He was just streaming. Did he stop? He raided Kid Not Kin but failed? What do you mean failed? Why did he fail? Okay, explain to me, Estelle. Why did he fail? And then I will angrily rant about why he didn't raid me, okay? Wow, okay. He'd rather raid Kid Not Kid and fail instead of raiding me. He's no longer live. Oh, okay. Wow. He would rather... Okay, I see how it is, President Sunday. He would rather raid a person that is about to quit, that is about to stop. Oh, okay. He would rather raid a private VOD than raid me. Okay, I see how it is, President. Thank you, President Sunday. You would rather raid Kid Not Kid who is not even streaming than raiding me, who I am live. Everybody here remember this, okay? Remember what happened. Well, remember what transpired, okay? I will remember this. No, he's live right now. Kid is live. Oh. I will remember this, okay? I will remember this insult to my honor. Okay? Okay? I will certainly remember how I've been insulted. Oh, okay, this is a funny thing. Okay, I will show you something funny, okay? Look at this. Team 4-Star did a Metal Gear Solid content. I cannot believe that Team 4-Star did a Metal Gear Solid. That's very funny as well. Look at this.
All right. Do we all understand the plan? Sure, whatever.
So what's your deal with Snake anyway? Why try to kill your own brother?
Because he ruined my life before I was even born. When we were clones, Snake got all the Chad-dominant alpha male genes, while I got all the soy boy cuck recessive beta male genes. But I'm not a beta male. I'm more alpha than anybody. They'll all see.
Actually, that's not how dominant and recessive genes work.
What?
And the concept of alpha and beta males came from scientific observation of wolves that has now been debunked by the man who created the original theory in the first place.
You think you know better than that one guy who guessed it on the Joe Rogan Experience? Don't make me laugh.
Seriously? Yes. Wolves are like my thing. It's in my goddamn name.
Ugh, yet another woman invading inherently male hobbies. Like wolves. Am I right, fellas?
I
This
don't
has
think
nothing
so.
to do with Castlevania. I'm not interested.
I could just shoot him in the head when he least expects it. Maybe when he's practicing flying that stupid helicopter he loves so much.
God, it's gonna be so sick when I blow up my brother from the cockpit of a Hind D. I'm gonna blow him up with fucking missiles. It's gonna be so fucking cool.
Nobody ever asked me about Raven science. They're such intelligent, clever creatures. They can talk, use tools, they hold funerals.
Wait, if I assume the DARPA chief's identity, is that... Oh, fuck, it is, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So much of the plane ride's on me doing that. Oh God.
Plebeians, they keep forgetting I can hear all of this.
Nobody ever kissed me like Big Boss did.
What?
What? There you go. That was funny, right? Wasn't this funny? Oh, come on. That was funny, right? Okay, good. I didn't. Nobody wrote ha 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 in the chat, so I was like, "Don't you find this funny?" Okay. I was like, "Don't you find this funny?" If I find something funny, then you should write ha 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 in the chat. Okay, that's basic etiquette on streaming. Orlando's been nerfed.
There's a very short clip in the trailer of Orlando at the Battle of Mulande Cathedral, where it shows him performing what appears to be Crush Helm, or also known as Blaster Punch in the War of the Lions version, and it does 215 damage. Now, in the original, I'm pretty sure this would have done more like 300 damage, maybe even closer to 400. But there's also another small detail that's different, which is his weapon. So what's significant about...
Oh, it's not Excalibur anymore. I think my taste for humor is broken because things that should be funny aren't, and things that aren't funny are funny. I don't know. Okay, you're a Satanist, I guess. That's the only explanation. Ah. Hey, hey, hey. Zanderhall blames Progressive for his dying channel. True. I also blame Progressive for my dying channel. So, Joe Rogan Experience. New Joseki. Oh my god, there's a new Joseki. Shall we watch a video about a new Joseki? Are you interested in Go? This is gonna be the nerdiest stream ever. Okay, let's go. Let's go!
Hello everyone, today I'm gonna play against Fox 9 Dan player.
Okay.
For the 10 seconds Boyomi game.
Okay.
I couldn't upload the video for a few weeks. I had the Baduk camp.
I bet this is what you want from this stream, right? This is the content you want.
So I just come back to Hong Kong and took the busy schedule for a week. Let's start from now. I just approach here, ignore. Okay, I have played against him before, like 8 months ago.
Oh, okay.
This is one
Makes
of the
sense.
popular Joseki.
Makes sense.
Maybe
Makes
one
sense.
Hane here. I'm not sure. I need to wait. Or Kusumi is also great. Anything? What?
What?
Wow!
No
Wow!
way.
Wow! What is
No.
that? Is it in his purpose? Really?
No way.
Seriously?
There's no way he did that.
So
Crazy.
okay, fine, good. There is still moving here. I can do that. But
Insane.
is
Why
it
would
like
you
he
move
forced
here?
me to
This is
move out, yeah?
insane.
Okay, I understand he wants you to make it useful move.
Yes.
I don't know whether this is gonna be enough if I force him to answer. Is he going to repincer?
Yes.
That makes sense. I am a little bit afraid of that move.
Why?
If he
Why? So
answered,
why
I
did you
don't have
play
any
here
complaint
if you're
about
afraid
this.
of this move?
It's like kind of answer. Okay, fine. Then I will Hane. When I extend here. And I think 2 space jump is great enough, right? Let him approach and make Taigo's mouth. It seems so slow. I think it's okay.
Oh my god, I thought the audience would be
I
much more
reduced the right-hand
excited for
side
this,
one.
okay?
Then,
I thought everybody would be
I
excited
point
for
here.
this. I chose this video to react to especially for you. And you're
then
like, you're so... I don't think my audience appreciates the grandness of what I cover, okay? I think I feel very unappreciated.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This way, make him to answer 1 more stem and 3 space jump, and that's it.
You don't appreciate the greatness
is
of
it just
Go.
no more?
You're like,
I'm not
it
sure
was
what
like,
this pushing is
it's like
happening.
me reading a full book of Nietzsche and you'll be like,
Somehow Hane is also making sense.
Nietzsche sucks.
Or
Balls. Sweaty balls.
I don't know. If he capture, will it be okay? He doesn't capture. Because my pushing is a little bit self-atari by myself. It's fine.
You know?
Extend, push, extend. Okay, still is okay.
I'm still playing Valkyrie profile in the corner. Okay, you don't appreciate. You don't appreciate what's good, okay? I don't think you deserve.
Fine. Hane 1 time.
I don't think you deserve this. You don't deserve to watch this video. I feel like you're not appreciating the gravity of the situation. Oh, I've got a content for you. Okay, let's go. Let's go. I've got content for you. Wings and Boogie in the pathetic Olympics. What? Who is Wings and who is Boogie? Whatever. Do I want to know who Wings and Boogie are? Okay, I'm gonna watch this. Xander Hall has tipped me off that Steven Crowder is back and is like, what is happening? Patrick Bad David completely exposed. Woke victimhood complex. Who? Who is Wings of Redemption? How do you know their full names? Canada, get your shit together. Donald Trump just changed the whole game. What the fuck does that mean? It's so much worse for the UK than you think. The UK migrant crisis is Britain's last chance to save itself. The Minneapolis lies are evil. Oh, I want to watch this. The Minneapolis lies are evil. What are the evil lies of the Minneapolis? Let me guess. They're lying about the transness of the perpetrator because evil trans agenda, whatever. Disney's feminist fail. How Disney blew it with young men. I almost read how Disney blew young men, but, you know, that's probably not exactly what is being said here. So which video would you like me to cover from the ones that I've just listed? Great or ain't? You choose. Choose a Steven Crowder video for me to watch. The Minneapolis lies are evil. How Disney blew young men. Canada, get your shit together. These are your choices. Did I level up? Oh, Canada. Conrad, which one would you like? Do you even know who Steven Crowder is? I'd be surprised if Conrad knew who Steven Crowder is. Okay, we're gonna watch the Minneapolis lies being evil. Let's go.
The individual possibly being trans.
I knew it. I called it from the beginning. Oh, the media, everybody's lying about the person being trans or not trans. It's a trans agenda being hidden by everybody. The lies.
The individual possibly having negative things to say about Trump, about some things that have been on the web.
Possibly being trans. Name change certificate. Signed off by the mom.
Legally trans.
Yeah, legally trans. Possibly saying negative things about Trump. Kill Donald Trump now, fuck Donald Trump. Hold on. Are these possibly? Don't send your...
I've read a lot of different outlets on this, and none of them said possibly, maybe, etc. Legally trans. I don't know what that means either. Legally trans. That's why I wrote this. I wasn't interested in Canada video.
Kids to public school.
I mean, technically speaking, when you say legally trans, you mean, I don't know, that you've transitioned legally. There is a thing called legal transition, isn't there? Yeah, changing one's name makes you legally trans, I guess, because there is such a thing as a legal transition. Because you have to go through a lawyer to do that, I suppose. I can see Conrad's next question coming from a mile away, by the way, towards me.
School and hope for the best. Right, we talked about that yesterday. I think that's a big takeaway. And a big reason is because evil will always be amongst us, and you can't control that. No one can wave their magic wand and solve all of the world's problems, and no one can wave their magic wand and make guns disappear or make evil people go away.
Okay.
All we can do is approach it with a containment strategy and with a self-preservation strategy.
We must contain all the trans people. We must contain all the evil transes, okay? Let us contain all the evil people.
And a communal preservation strategy. That's really what it is. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to BS you. And you have trouble sleeping last night?
That would be a first. You're not going to BS us. That would be a first.
I think a lot of us did.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to broadcast live. We have to process and make sure that we're able to get you information. And so once the stream ends after 5 hours, that's when it comes over all of us like waves. And hey, everyone here feels it too. Most people here are dads and moms, and
oh boy,
yeah, we want solutions. And sometimes it's really tough to accept that there is no silver bullet solution. There is no solution that's guaranteed. There are just measures that you can take.
Okay.
And it's really important, though, to acknowledge evil. This is an evil person who was the shooter. They committed a great act of evil, and I will say that the enabling...
There's no meaningless terms. We have to acknowledge that the person was evil, and evil is among us, and there's evil, and we have to know about the evil. Okay. There's no content in those statements.
These types of people is very evil. And we have a lot.
We have to acknowledge that these people are evil and what they do is evil. This is so reductive, and it gets us nowhere. What do you get from just, okay, they're evil, so what now? How do you prevent this sort of thing? How do you prevent this sort of thing from happening in the future? What does that get you? that you just acknowledge that someone's evil. And that evil exists.
We have to reconcile as a society. And I know that you're not guilty, but I certainly would say that the progressives in this country who have fostered this environment are.
What?
This is something, the kind of trend that we're seeing that was an entirely avoidable
what the fuck do you
if
mean?
you want to call it that. And I know that there aren't that many mass shootings. I'm not going to go out and fearmonger and say that you're very likely to be the victim of one. But there's a noticeable shift. There's a noticeable shift. And the left wants to gaslight you. And the left, actually now they pivoted very quickly to blame you. So we're going to go through exactly what happened yesterday, what we broke, okay? And then
what do you mean? What progressive environment has been fostered? You mean one of tolerance? What the hell do you mean? What does any of that mean? Convenience tells us evil is when you don't want to think further. It feels that way, definitely.
Which is even more, if you can imagine, even more disgusting than while we were live. These people don't care about your kids.
Who are these people?
They don't care about them enough.
Who are they?
To abandon their agenda and ideology to do what needs to be done.
Who?
Anyone would land on Earth and say, 94% of mass shooting, okay, gun-free zones. Anyone on Earth, okay, every single one was stopped by a gun. Either a good guy with a gun, someone else with a gun, or their own gun. Every single person, objectively, would look at this and, okay, and also if you look at it, all right, anywhere from 15 to 40,000 gun deaths a year, a lot of those are suicides, to 500,000 compared to 500,000 to 2 million defensive uses every year. Everyone could look at that, and if we actually were looking for...
Yeah, everybody could also look and say that the US has a lot more shootings than any other country. How about that statistic, huh? It's not very convenient, is it? The US just happens to have magically more shootings than, countries that have less guns. Imagine that.
Solution? We really should be able to find common ground. Seldom do you find those kinds of stark trends. You have a 94% gun-free zones, a 100% stop rate by either a good guy with a gun or them. The only thing that stops them is someone with a gun, period.
Citation needed.
And you look at the remaining stat on defensive uses of firearms. We go, okay, all right. How do we
good
crack
guy
this
with a
solution?
gun.
Instead, the left is busy blaming you and fascists and Nazis, and let's protect the trend. So yesterday, a recap, if you want to see the details as to exactly what happened with the shooting.
How about, as crazy as it sounds, instead of talking about guns, good guys with guns and evil, let's talk about mental health care. Let's talk about access to mental health care for Americans and how this whole thing could have been avoided in the first place. Is that too crazy for anybody to discuss? Is this too much?
Yesterday in depth, please go click that link. I can't cover all of it as far as injuries, casualties.
Also, what does that mean? The left is blaming you. Who? The left is blaming who and how?
But I can lead this off with...
yeah, go on.
Live, we broke, and it was then disseminated online. Thank you, Mug Club, Rumble Premium. You made that happen. If not for you, there's a very good chance that people would not know.
I actually don't know who the left is. I have no clue what that means. I have no clue what any of the things that he says mean. And that worries me a great deal. They want you to believe the lies because they don't care about your kids, and also they hate you and they perpetrate the lies. And they've created this environment, and also we should be talking about good guys with guns, but we aren't. Instead, they blame you. What does any of that mean? And I'm not even twisting. He actually did say those words as I said them right now, almost verbatim.
The gender warping ideology of this shooter could have gotten out, but we definitely know that.
The gender warping ideology of this, and what the hell is that? What does gender warping mean? What does it mean to warp genders? How do you warp a gender? Oh my god. Steven Crowder is the master of saying a lot without saying anything. The gender warping ideology.
That you never would know that about Nashville. You could not have known, because that's the work that these people have put in. And I'm incredibly grateful for them. Very, very proud to be working alongside them. So yesterday we broke it live as it was taking place. Here you go. And this is a video that was uploaded?
Yes. It was about a 20-minute long video on YouTube.
Just want to give the context from the graphic. Again, it's this Robin Westman and August 27th. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
So it would have had to have been a scheduled upload if this is actually from this person.
That was uploaded to the channel that was nuked as we're trying to find information.
Okay.
So I'm sure I'm not the only one who just got chills up my spine watching this. And to be clear, it's not about being first. What's most important is that people have the information. What's most important is that the media is still lying.
Okay, first of all, that's a lie. I don't believe that he got any chills. Second of all, he definitely thinks it's about being first. And third of all, the media did not lie about anything. Okay, there you go.
To you. That the media had the chance to do the right thing if they really care about protecting our children.
What's the right thing?
And they didn't. At every single opportunity, they did the evil thing.
What's the evil thing?
Let me show you. We reported on this. Our goal was transparency. Our goal was trying to verify as best as we could.
Yeah, very transparency. A lot of objectivity and no bias when you talk about the gender warping ideology.
And the goal of CNN, that's why we have them live every day, along with, by the way, everyone else, their goal was to push an agenda.
What agenda?
And blame those who want to actually walk forward committing deeds of good.
What?
This is 12:47, just to be clear. 12:47 right now on August 27th.
Yeah, CNN just wants to promote evil and they want to stop all good. That is such objective reporting that I could not pray for any more objective reporting than this, right? It's CNN. They just want to promote evil and fight against anything that's good. Of course.
The whole book, before we cut the clip, it's all written in Russian.
I actually have the video still because you sent me the link beforehand.
Also, it's not written in Russian. Apparently, it was just transcribed English into Cyrillic, the Cyrillic alphabet, which is quite a difference, okay? There's a difference between writing in a language and just writing in a script. Just saying.
I can still kind of cycle through so you can see all the Russian there. He did make another drawing.
Yeah.
That's a weapon on the back and him apparently looking at a demon in the mirror.
Hold on. Pomóż mnie, ja nie chodź. Okay, fair enough. Maybe it is Russian.
It looks almost like a broken, like English Cyrillic, like they're using Cyrillic characters to say English things.
They also pointed out that
Okay, so I was right. I was right all along.
Things that they show were the smoke bomb that the officer had mentioned.
Okay, that was one thing the officer did confirm.
Yeah.
So again, I would tend to lean toward, I'd say, if I had to put a number on it, 70, 80% that this is likely authentic, just because of the time, just because of what's included, because of the fact that it was nuked, because of the fact that now we do see that smoke bomb that was confirmed by the officer. I lean very much toward this is authentic.
They did want to show this screenshot from the video. Among the other things that it says is kill Trump now. Here's the weaponry.
Some smoke, extra thick.
Okay.
That's a I was just going to say, I think it's an extra Jew gas.
Yeah, it did.
Again, I believe this was uploaded to that channel, and this is where, see if you notice some stickers, symbolism, language.
Okay. What symbol? What?
A Ruger schematic?
Defend equality, right there.
So this is the name change that we were talking about.
If you want equality, you're just a shooter in the making, I guess. Whoever wants equality, too bad. I think you're just a mass shooter in the making. You heard it here. You heard it on the Steven Crowder show.
Oh,
can we zoom in?
Yeah, so this is where Robert becomes Robin. This is in, it looks like 2020, I think is that the date, 4/15/2020?
Yep.
Okay.
Looks like they're reporting
the gender.
CNN.
Hey, CNN!
It is the gender
Exactly.
warping
Let's go to them
ideology.
and see what they actually say.
Officials who have been briefed on the matter.
We are continuing to follow the latest details about.
It's not about being first. Oh, they said it later than us. Oh. It's totally not about being first. Oh, Fido got alarmed by my clapping.
This shooter, apparently they targeted the Annunciation Catholic Church and school, specifically trying to barricade people inside as they shot through the windows. Police say an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old are dead. At least 2 kids right now in the hospital in critical condition.
I'm glad they didn't use the dead name.
And get you the latest.
Yeah, there's totally there is no bias in this reporting. I'm glad that they used the dead name. I just, what?
On the now in the hospital in critical condition.
I'm glad they didn't use the dead name.
Dead. At least 2 kids shot through the windows. Police say an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old are people inside as they shot through the windows. Police say an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old are dead. At least 2 kids right now in the hospital in critical condition.
I'm glad they didn't use the dead name.
And get you the latest on
I forgot about grammar.
the identity of the shooter, as well as potential motives and why
Every time it's about trans people, of course.
this took place.
What we don't see here, and there's more to go through, is what was the shooter?
It's all about the
Robin
transes.
Westman in pain about specifically.
The gender warping ideology.
Hey, did Robin have any other names? You just said what we know. Did Robin have a different name? Can you answer me that? Was it Robert? Why did it change? Is that kind of pivotal?
No, it's not. What the fuck? What does that have to do with the shoot?
And were they strangers, or did his mom work there?
It's literally like having a cis person who... would it be important if a cis person changed their name?
Strangers, or did he have a detailed idea of what the place looked like by being in there multiple times?
Yeah, the transness really was important to the shooting.
Sorry, we had a little mix-up here.
Yeah.
I want to set the stage because well into the evening I went home and I was still trying to see, hey, will they get it right? Will there be someone here with a conscience? The answer is largely no.
What is the right thing? What would having a conscience entail? What is the expectation here? No one is eager to speculate about a shooter's motivations for political scoring points as a concern. I know.
I think this is a valid parallel, not to Donald Trump, not to J.D. Vance. Since we're talking about evil, let's use Hitler as an example. This shooter and Hitler.
God.
I think the evil is at least comparable. By the way, Hitler bad. Just in case.
What the fuck? This is so stupid. Who watches this? 5.68 million. Oh, okay. I have to say that his viewership is pretty shitty for 5.68 thousand. 5.68 million.
This is taken out of context. If Hitler is new on the scene, okay, no one knows anything about him. So the only press that goes out regarding Hitler, the only thing you ever hear about Hitler is, yeah, and he had a lot of writings, and he wrote about the Jews too, and that's it. Would you feel like the media was telling the truth if they didn't mention the extermination, if they didn't mention the hatred, the vilification? Okay, because you just saw on that rifle. And
what
again,
extermination? He's new to the scene. What the fuck? You just laid out that Hitler is new to the scene. He hasn't done any extermination yet. The shooter, Convenience tells us, the shooter has been shown as a Nazi and loved Trump. Well, we have to keep in mind that not everyone who likes Trump is good, or he was a troll, or he's a psyop, or all of those things at once. The shooter has been shown as trans. The shooter was poisoned by the trans ideology. What's his point even? I don't know. I have no clue what the point is. No one is better at saying a lot without saying anything as Steven Crowder is.
children shouldn't be watching this right now. The Kill Trump Now right next to the fuck optics, which I still think is
I
funny.
genuinely have no clue what the point of the Hitler thing was. I can't know what the fuck was that. Oh my god, that was such a badly made point. You know what? I will give it to Redacted, okay? As stupid as the Redacted points are, you at least you can make out a point of what they're saying, okay? At least you understand what they're trying to say. With Steven Crowder, I genuinely have no clue what he's trying to say. He's comparing the shooters right into Hitler's. I know, but he's doing more than that. He's trying to imply that the media is leaving out very crucial things out of those writings. That they're not speaking in decisive enough terms about those writings. And then he talked about Hitler being new to the scene, about him having some writings, and if the media did not mention the extermination, even though in this scenario Hitler is new to the scene, so he has not committed any extermination yet. Oh, God. New to this. Hitler is new to the scene.
On an optic. To me. Kill Trump now. Fuck Trump, right? We saw this writing everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. So you know that. You know the truth. But if
You
you're
know the
relying on the
truth.
people who are there to serve you, oh, by the way, David Hogg is on CNN. Ha, lovely. This is the only reference you would have had, or frame of reference, for this shooter in relation to Trump, maybe.
Okay.
Photos of the weapons, and they include all sorts of writings, the names of past mass shooters, criticism of Israel, the name of President Trump.
Oh!
Just the name.
Just the name.
In what context?
You would have to avoid saying, kill Trump now. That would be the most relevant portion of information.
How many people watched that and said, oh, he's a Trump supporter?
Oh, he's an anti-Semitic Trump supporter.
He had the word Trump on his gun.
Why the fuck would you come to that conclusion? What? No, I would. What? How would you come to that conclusion? Come on. Oh, this mass shooter had the name Trump appeared in his writings. Oh, he must be a supporter. No? What?
Yeah,
I would not come to that conclusion. I have no clue why anyone would.
Exactly.
Big fan.
By the way, David Hogg right now is on CNN. Let's go and see, because you know what he's doing. He's failed the DNC, but they're still going to trot him out to take your rights away.
Oh, look at that. He started using beard-enhancing drugs.
Why do people decide to do mass shootings? Because there's a culture of mass shooting being so medialized in the US.
We need more investigation and research into that we could pass simply as a reconciliation measure without having to deal with the filibuster with just 51 votes. That could be an easy thing that we could do. But also,
I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely off base. But this seems to be, at least in this instance, in the instance of this particular shooting and shooting perpetrated by people with similar background, it feels like it's a mental health issue first and foremost, but maybe an access to mental health care and people getting the help that they need in time. But maybe I'm just completely wrong. Maybe it's about good guys with guns. People speculate so goddamn much about mass shooters. They become obsessed. Ask Brooks about it. What do you mean by obsessed over mass shooters? Like, I don't know. It feels to me like prevention should be the name of the game, but what do I know? You know? What do I know?
obviously more information is coming out about this, but the bottom line is this: Donald Trump has the power to do something about this. After Parkland, he repeatedly said, you guys are cowards. You're not going to do anything because you're afraid of the NRA. We need to do something about guns. That is
I don't know. This particular shooter feels similar, in my opinion, to Elliot Rogers. I'm not sure if anybody here is familiar with that case. Like, this person feels to me similar to Elliot Rogers in their profile. A person that's unwell. Does a shooting, and nobody really focuses on the fact that they were unwell for a long time.
He said. And then he met with the NRA and did nothing. Why?
I agree with
Because
his
he's
premise.
empowered.
Donald Trump could do something right now. Donald Trump could, if he couldn't do this through executive order, but could certainly float this, and I bet you could probably get this done to the House.
What?
Every single doctor who provides transitioning care, drugs, surgery to minors loses their license. It's now banned.
Ah, yes, of course, of course. There's totally no bias in this reporting. Of course. Oh, there was a trans shooter. We must now ban all trans healthcare because that is definitely the reasonable thing to do. Okay? Oh, a tall person committed a mass shooting. We must kill all tall people now, I guess. Because they're shooters in the making. They're psychos. If you're above a certain height, you're a mass shooter in the making, and we should just put you out of your misery. It's not just about someone being unwell. I mean, if you have a person that's unwell, I'm pretty sure that's the primary thing about them. Okay? I'm pretty sure if an unwell person commits a shooting, I'm pretty sure that's the main factor. Because if they couldn't do a shooting, they would do a stabbing. If they couldn't do a stabbing, they would do something else. I'm pretty sure the primary factor here is the being unwell, not the shooting, not the method of committing killing.
As a practice.
Yep.
Just as bloodletting. I don't know if that's officially banned. I think we just kind of evolved past that. But I do think so. Hey, how about that? Comment below. Nope. Any doctor who suggests, who takes part in hormone replacement therapy, any type of sex change procedures, or even psychiatrists who encourage young people down the path of transitioning.
Yeah, doctors don't encourage people down the road of transitioning, okay? That's not how that works. Doctors actually don't encourage transition. Not necessarily. Actually, no, not necessarily. Being unwell is not actually a given. Not in that way. There are different motives for which people do. How what? You can be very sound of mind. You could be very sound of mind and commit a crime like that. But then that becomes meaningless. It doesn't become meaningless. It doesn't become meaningless at all. It only becomes meaningless if you just lump all mass shooters into one blob and say they all must be the same, they all must be motivated by the same thing, and they all must be unwell in the same way, and we should be able to just categorize them in the same way. Every single mass shooter is the same, they're all the same, they're all motivated by the same factors, they all have this common denominator. There's a mass shooter gene. Unwell is a white umbrella. That is true. That's why you should treat those cases on a individual basis, especially since there are not hundreds of thousands of mass shooters, okay? But I'm talking about a particular type of mental distress. That was pretty evident with this person and was pretty evident with a person like Elliot Rodgers. I keep invoking Elliot Rodgers because I'm pretty familiar with that particular case. Like, to be quite honest, to say, oh, mass shooting is medialized in the US and therefore mass shootings happen, that's pretty useless to me, to be quite honest. Because if it wasn't the medialization of mass shootings, then it would have been something else. It would have been a stabbing, it would have been bludgeoning to death. Like, the medialization is not the culprit of the event happening. It can be the culprit of the chosen method, but it's not exactly the reason why a person decided to kill a bunch of people. Yeah, but what you're saying is not really useful. That's true for everything. Okay, Donald Trump winning is not just Donald Trump winning. It's a bunch of people involved around Donald. You're not really saying anything. Nothing. No event is just one person. In the same way that no mass shooting is just one person. Steven Crowder is not just Steven Crowder. It's his team, it's everything, it's his environment, etc. Yeah, that's, of course they're designated as a lone wolf situation because people like to isolate the person, say they're a monster, they're an anomaly in our society, and therefore we can pat ourselves in the back. We can say this person was just evil and abnormal, and we don't have to think about it anymore. We don't have to think about how this person came to be and how they came to the decision that they did. Because they're just a lone wolf. They have nothing to do with us. They are outside of us and they are evil. So there's no need to really introspect about all this. There is, done deal. They're dead. Besides the transes are to be blamed, of course. The transes are to be blamed. In that way, it's not really a lone wolf situation. It's a twisted trans community situation, actually.
Are no longer allowed to be certified or practice in this country. We have the results. They're in. They're bad. More kids are dying. Both the people who've been misled themselves, these people who think they are trans, on which they can base it on no science.
What results are in? One mass shooting means the results are in. I thank God Steven Crowder is not performing any research because my God, the results are in. The results are in. Steven Crowder is illiterate.
It's based in no science whatsoever. It's anti-science. And, of course, the results for the victims, not to mention societally. How about that?
How about what? You haven't said anything.
Okay. Let's hear what else he has to say, and then we're going to go to why everything the left is saying is wrong.
It's a win for either of them. What can we do to save lives, even if it's just one or two?
Oh my God! Let me tell you why everything that the left says is wrong. Is such unbiased reporting.
2 or 3 or 100 lives, that's still worth it because the answer here.
How about 42% attempted suicide rate? How many lives do you think you would save if you just said, hey, no, we're not doing the trans thing? Why? Because I don't want you to be part of the 42% attempted suicide rate stat.
An action.
That's not how that works, you idiot. That is not how that works. Well, you think that if you deny a trans person trans healthcare, they will stop being trans and their suicidal thoughts will just go away? How stupid can you be? Oh my god, of course. Why am I even... Wow. This... Okay, I have to go to the toilet. This is some of the stupidest... How stupid can you be? Just how? How are you this stupid? How? This is impossible. It is impossible to be this stupid. Physically. Everything the left is saying is wrong. It is possible. It is possible that everything is wrong.
If it could save one life.
Yeah.
I want to play some sound from Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey.
If it could save one life. Immigration.
Let's go, guys. Someone else watch it and let's just recap. I can't. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I usually have the testicular fortitude to. I can't.
Testicular fortitude? I have no clue what that is supposed to mean.
Makes me angry. And if you think that that's a me problem, I don't think I have an anger problem. I think I have a David Hogg problem. Yes, Gerald.
Well, so it does seem like there's some new reporting right now.
I don't know. Your ex-wife would probably say that you have an anger problem. But
the things that this individual used to say, the shooter, maybe walking around, raising his hand and saying "Hail Hitler," praising Hitler, which that's obviously disconcerting. There was something else here too.
True.
Yeah. Well, yes. Obviously, Hitler bad. Yes.
Yeah.
They said something hateful anti-Semitism that would later.
I will say that does seem to be true. It does seem to have something to do with, yeah.
Him fantasizing about attacking, quote, filthy Zionist Jews. So this is some new reporting coming out right now that is actually from the New York Post. So it's not like just somebody randomly saying this online, just showing kind of, some of the thinking of this person in general. Now, I can't say that had any motive on this, obviously, because this wasn't a Jewish target necessarily. But just incredibly unstable person, mental illness, markers everywhere.
And it's the
first one being thinking that you're a woman and not a man. That should have been the very first.
Yes, that is, of course, being trans is the biggest shooter in the making warning sign. Yes. Of course. Why haven't I thought of that?
Marker. When you go, I don't even know how you do this, but if you go and get your name changed from a male name to a female name,
The fuck is a female name? The fuck is a male name? There's no such thing. Okay, here's a trick question. Is Maria... Okay, what about names that are gender neutral? What are those? Intersex names? What the fuck is a female or a male name? Is Maria a female name or a male name? Because my father's friend, that's a guy, his second name is Maria. So what about those names? This is asinine.
Be crazy to say, maybe we should have a conversation with this person.
Especially if you saw their face.
Let them. Yeah. That's fine. Okay, yeah, let them. Okay, go ahead. But let's talk about it. Let's sit down with somebody and have a conversation.
What does that even mean, especially if you see their face?
Just to see where you are in life, because you're a part of that 42%
I think
group.
it's obtuse to claim that names aren't sometimes gendered. They are gendered, but the gendered does not mean female or male. Okay, let's not do the whole gender and sex are the same thing. There's no such thing as a female or a male name. Because if you enter the logic of there's female and male name, then suddenly what are neutral names? Intersex? At least if you have gendered names, you can say that there are some gender neutral names, and it makes sense because you're speaking of gender. But if you say that there's a female and male name, then what? There are some sex neutral names? Former Polish president even had Maria as second name. Yeah, it's normal. It's normal to have Maria as your second name. Your second female name. Hey, why do I gotta get strays? I don't know. It happens. You know? There's a difference between names being gendered, and there's a difference between saying that there are female and male names. No. Difference should be obvious to people.
And what is it, 56% self-harm? Like there's some stats we'll get into in a minute. It's insane.
Well, it's the horseshoe theory, right? Where the far left and the far right come back around to Hitler wasn't all that bad, right? Anti-Semitism. And that's not the same as criticizing AIPAC. It's not the same as criticizing the government of Israel. I think that is very game. But let me ask you this.
When does the left say that Hitler was not so bad? I have no clue where he's getting that from even.
Heard someone saying, hey, I think Hitler wasn't all that wrong, and the Jews are the cause of all problems in the world, And some people actually believe that.
Who says that?
Not that there are secular Jews in Hollywood who cause problems, which is a valid criticism. Not that the government of Israel has undue influence, which is a valid...
Who says that on the left? Oh, actually, Hitler was right, and the Jews are the problem. And who says that? Name me those left-wing figures.
But the Jews are the cause of all ills in the world, right? If someone was saying that, would you say that's probably someone who's mentally unwell? Most people would say yes. Now hey, I want to cut my off. We can't say as a society.
Also, where's this assumption that the shooter was left-wing coming from? Is Steven Crowder trying to sell us the idea that the shooter was left-wing? Because the shooter is the primary representative of the left, of course. I'm pretty sure that fascists are not left-wing. And I'm pretty sure that trans equals left. Well, of course, yeah, of course. Blair White, the biggest example of a left-winger. because they said fuck Trump on their smoke bomb. There are right-wingers that don't like Trump. Did you know that? Did you know that you can be a right-winger and don't like Trump? That's possible. Did you know? I'm shocked that I have to say this. Did you know that right-wingers are not a monolith? Hello, Incub. I'm sorry, I'm still white. It's okay. As long as you're apologetic about it, it's all good. So as long as you understand that it's not okay to be white, I think we're all good. Crowder would say white is the degenerate left winger. Like, this is so weird. If you dislike Trump, you cannot be a right winger.
You're probably not well.
You're out of the club.
You're probably not well. That's probably not a good thing.
Also, I'm not even gonna go into the whole, because I don't know. I'm not even gonna go into the whole discussion of bottom surgery is actually not cutting off your penis. Okay, I'm not even gonna go there. That's just whatever. Those people don't care about that. Those people don't really care about medical accuracy of these procedures.
To do.
Yeah, those things are awesome. Why would you want to cut it off?
Yeah, it's because it's progress.
You must be crazy.
They just don't know how to use it right.
Also, while we're talking about trans, hey, how often do any of these drag queen story hours, how often do they do it at senior centers? How often are they doing it at hospitals?
And why do they want to do it so badly?
Yeah, drag queens are not even trans. That is such a nonsensical argument. That is such nonsensical conflation. Drag queens are cis people that dress as the opposite gender. Or typically, because there are, technically speaking, you could have a trans person that's a drag queen, but most of them, to my understanding, are not. There you go. I'm being nuanced in this.
They'll fight over it.
And it's just kids. It's just kids.
Weird.
I'll tell you why. It's really simple. It's really simple, and I don't think I'm the first person to point this out.
Okay, I'm actually gonna Google it because I don't believe these statements at all. Okay, I'm gonna Google it on the phone. Okay. Drag queen performance for elderly. Oh. A brave thing. Victoria Retirement Home hosting drag show. Oh, wow. Drag queen reading to elderly. Spreading love and laughter. Drag queens share laughter and love for elderly performers. Oh, wait, no, it actually totally happens. Drag queen performances for the elderly is actually totally a thing. Because, of course, Steven Crowder would lie about a thing like that. They still bring up sexual insecurity, fear of castration. I'm turning into Freud right now. I mean, does not sound inaccurate, but yeah, of course there are drag performances for the elderly, because why wouldn't there be?
Trans individuals, they can't reproduce, they have to recruit. So your kids are the target. I think we're past the point of saying they're not coming for your kids, because they flat out said they're coming for your kids, and it's very clear they're coming for your kids.
That is nonsensical, based on no evidence, and I disproved it in 5 seconds via Google. So, brilliant 5.68 million subscriber channel. What a brilliant show.
That's why this brings us to, you're wrong about everything.
What?
Wrong. So again.
Yeah, you really know you are dealing with an unbiased source when they say that you're wrong about everything.
Let me present my case here. 94% mass shootings, gun-free zones. 100% of mass shootings stopped by a gun, usually a good guy with a gun. Far more defensive uses of firearms. Okay, how would we craft a solution?
Yeah, citation needed for all of these claims.
What should we be doing? Then we add to that, this person was a trans individual. This person wanted to kill Donald Trump. This person was LGBTQ, all the people of the rainbow, and hates the Jews. Okay, so you look at this, you go, what information do people need to know if we're going to come to some kind of common ground solution? right?
Okay.
What should we be presenting? Well, I'll tell you exactly what the left did
Mm-hmm.
all day and all night. First thing, their first order of business was making sure to tell people to stop praying. Hey, well, your prayers don't. First, let's rip God away from you. Stop that.
Yeah, nobody. What? That's none of the outlets that I read about this and said stop praying. What sort of nonsense is this? What sort of asinine nonsense is, oh yeah, stop praying. What? Why? What the fuck? What sort of nonsense is this? Yeah, I just like to remind you that you should stop praying. Wait, did he just blame the Jews for the Catholic Church shooting? No, he said that the shooter hated the Jews. The left are obviously to be excluded from any common ground. True.
These were Minneapolis families. These were American families. And the amount of pain that they are suffering right now is extraordinary. And don't just say this is about thoughts and prayers right now. These kids were literally praying.
I felt a mixture of anger and a lot of anger and
Okay, that's not what's even being said. Okay? That is not remotely what is being said. The person did not say stop praying. The person said stop giving empty thoughts and prayers. Stop saying the empty phrase thoughts and prayers. That's not the same thing as saying stop praying. This is so dishonest. This is the most dishonest framing that I've ever seen.
exhaustion.
That is the most dishonest framing that you could ever do.
About this today, as I'm sure
But the left is 50% of the population. Democrat voters, true.
many of you have.
No
because
fake
we
female
have been
crying when I
here
hear it.
So many times.
Like Stephen Bonnell II.
So many times. And yet again, like clockwork, half of the politicians in our country have little more to offer than thoughts and prayers. That is all they are offering.
The thoughts and prayers, I'm so beyond that.
Yeah, this is not saying stop praying, you idiot. It's saying stop offering the weird ass phrase thoughts and prayers.
Nonsense, the lie of that. Because what we have are people who continue to stand in the
Like
way
if you
of
pray. Stop saying thoughts and prayers. Bullshit.
actually doing
That's what they're saying.
something.
And then they'll tell you that they believe.
At least have the balls to represent it correctly.
Religion is beautiful, but it's a lie.
No, nobody said that. Nobody said that religion is beautiful, but it's a lie. Nobody said, literally none of these people said that. So who is really part of this common ground? The right wing and the further right wing and the centrists. Maybe if they're good.
Let me ask this. Any Christian you respect? Any Christian you respect? Can you imagine saying the lie of thoughts and prayers? It doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything. By the way, it's also a straw man. That's not all anyone is offering. We've been offering solutions for a very, very long time, including very personalized.
Yeah, including stealing rights from minorities. Those are solutions that you have in mind, okay? Banning all doctors from providing trans healthcare.
Practical solutions. Go get your firearm, carry it, homeschool your kids. You've just reduced the chance.
Oh my God, yeah, homeschool your kids. Turn your kids into illiterate buffoons. That's the solution. That's the solution to mass shooting. Cripple your kids' future.
Chances of a mass shooting, as far as the one that you know in the media, and we're not talking about 3 people in a gang shootout, dramatically, at least cut in half. I don't have the numbers. Probably cut it by 80% if your kid's not in a public school and if you're in a home where mommy and daddy are raising them and protecting them and have firearms.
Yeah, because mommy and daddy are great educators. They have all-encompassing knowledge on mathematics, biology, geography, history, and all those other things, all those other pesky things that are really optional in education.
Guard dog would help too. Order
reclass transgenderism as a mental illness?
Yep.
That way they prevented them from buying firearms.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, and also declare all transgender people as mentally ill and lock them up in mental asylums. That's the ticket.
danger to themselves.
But that brings us to order of business number 2. Most important thing, if you watch the media, was, hey, well, it's not about the shooting, it's not about the dead kids, it's not about the ideology they're in that inspired it. Really, everybody, we're more mad with you. Don't point out that the person is trans. That's hate.
Anybody who is using this
Yeah. If you use this to attack a whole minority group, then yeah, that's not a good thing. Of course, Steven Crowder will disagree with this. Of course, Steven Crowder will want to attack the minority group, which he has done several times during this very segment.
is an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any other community out there has lost their sense of common humanity.
Obviously, I've heard about the rhetoric and the narrative that is being pushed out, but here's the thing. Anybody that is going to use this as an opportunity to villainize our trans community or any community has lost touch with a common humanity.
By the way, guys, get me a list of all their town halls, public appearances where he'll be taking questions, because I want to be there for at least one of those. Harry Sisson went on to say,
okay,
pathetic losers on the timeline today blaming transgender folks for all of America's problems again. No one did that. I wonder if they take joy in beating up on a group that already gets targeted on a daily basis.
I mean, it's
no one's
true.
doing that. We're trying to help them. These guys,
yeah. Nobody's attacking nobody's attacking trans people, says Steven Crowder. That says all doctors that provide trans healthcare should be banned from practicing medicine. Yeah, nobody does that, right?
got stuffed in lockers in school, so now no one did that. I wonder if they take joy in beating up on a group that already gets targeted on a daily basis. No one's doing that. We're trying to help them. These guys got stuffed in lockers in school, so now they take it out on others. Oh, it ended with justification.
Yep. And guys?
And everything.
He just described exactly what the shooters are.
Yeah. 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 I guess that not a bully.
So I didn't kill any kids.
Yeah. Well, they don't believe in good and evil. Unless it's systemic. In other words, this is an act of evil. This is an evil person. No. It's more nuanced. And if there's evil, it's the system that failed them. How about they committed an act of evil and they deserve to fry? And anyone who enables this evil also deserves to be punished.
Yeah, it's the system. There are reasons for this. Oh, how about we just declare the person evil and not think about it any further? Okay, how about we just turn our brains off? Can we do that? Can we do that for a second? Can we not think? Please, thinking is just bad. Thinking is evil, in fact.
That's not hating the transgender community.
Yeah, trying to deprive trans people of their rights. That's not hating the trans community. That's loving them. Then that's wanting to help them.
Something out. There's a trend that we're seeing here. That's not hate. That's not coming after a whole community.
Yeah.
You can't just say it.
Okay, just demonstrate the trend then. Demonstrate it via statistics or anything. Oh, wait, you can't because it's not true. Because there is no trend. Whoops. And you're just a bunch of hateful people. And yes, by saying that all doctors that provide care for trans people should be banned, you are actually attacking the whole community.
Fact. Trans individuals are mentally unstable. People say, let's talk about mental health. Okay, how can we talk about mental health without discussing the only demographic outside of paranoid schizophrenics, trans individuals who have a 42% attempted suicide rate, whether they go through it or not?
Okay, how can you not go through with it if it's an attempt? If it's an attempt, first of all, you go through with it. Or what do you mean by go through with it? You mean transition?
I'm sorry, you don't have it worse than American slaves. You don't have it worse than gays in this country in the 1930s and 40s. You don't have it worse than blacks in the 1950s. You don't have it worse than Jews in Auschwitz. I don't...
How... Okay, demonstrate that. Also, Jews in Auschwitz? That is such a horrible... Why would you... Why would you make that comparison?
Believe that you are the only demographic, trans individuals with a 42% attempted suicide rate because you couldn't take a dump at the right Target.
That's not how that works. I don't even know how to respond to this. I don't even know what to say to this.
"81% have thought about suicide. 56% have engaged in
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why. If we have pundits with millions of subscribers saying that all doctors that provide help for trans people should be banned from practicing medicine. And that all trans people are just mass shooters in the making. I wonder what creates those pressures on trans people. I really wonder, what could it be?
Injury, and 31% have some kind of a problematic relationship with drugs, which, by the way, everyone skimmed over all the hash comments on this. I think you know.
Yeah, I don't take drugs, any drugs. I don't take any types of drugs. What now? I don't even drink. What now? And I'm trans. Oh no, I'm a fake trans person.
I'm going, I think you all know that you have a pit in your stomach, and even though there are plenty of responsible adults who can use THC products, and I understand it, that we have opened the floodgates.
None of them are trans, though. Oh my God, we have opened the floodgates, of course.
For young people who are already mentally ill to have access to super weed. You know what you don't hear anymore? You used to hear all the time, well, people don't smoke. It's only people who drink who then beat their wives or go commit crimes. Yeah, you're not hearing that anymore because you know that people who already have a proclivity toward mental illness, this can act as a trigger. It's not the case for everyone, and it's the same thing for alcohol. It's not the case for everyone, but we have a society saying, no, mental illness is
Are you actually trying to tell me that people who smoke pot will shoot up a school? Pot, of all things. Do you know what happened? It is a really weird and funny anecdote. Also considering that pot for the most part is illegal in Poland. But do you know what happened when I spoke to my psychiatrist lately and she asked me for drugs? I said, I don't really take any drugs. I smoked some pot, and the psychiatrist looked at me with a little bit of this sort of, I'm not sure if it's condescending, of this sort of gentle look, and said, yeah, but pot's not really anything, you know? So, yeah.
Not mental illness. And by the way, 90% THC vape pens is medicine. Wake and bake on a billboard. I think we all know that, hey, this whole libertarian, hey, whatever someone does in their own house is their own. No, we're past that.
What do you mean?
We are past that. And where we are, this is the direct byproduct of feminism. Let me make this case here. Okay.
What the fuck? What, are you kidding me? No way. No, I did not expect this trajectory. No fucking way. Trans people, the trans ideology of becoming a shooter, mass shooting, all of this is just an offshoot of feminism. Feminism is to blame for all of that. Drug use, all of that. It's all feminism. It all started with feminism.
Okay?
Oh my God. Really? Make your case, Chief. Make your case. Oh my God. Oh, it all started with feminism.
Before we get to one of the biggest lies, love is love. Love is...
What do you mean? What's the lie? What is the lie in the statement, love is love? You cannot make it any simpler than, what the, why? What's the lie? Love is not love?
Love is love. Anyone should be able to marry anyone that they want.
I mean, yeah. Love is love, and yes.
Which was a problem. I opposed it then, I still oppose it now.
Why is it a problem? You cannot just call it a problem and call it a day. You have to demonstrate why it's a problem. You have to say why the phrase love is a lie, and you have to demonstrate what it's harmful for two men to marry one another. It's just, you cannot just announce that it's wrong, that it's a lie. You have to do a little bit more than that. You have to show some effort. Love is not love.
If you want to have your civil unions, fine. Go back to...
Wait, why are civil unions fine actually? If love is not love, and if it's not okay to love whoever you want, then civil unions should not be fine either. No? What is this inconsistency all of a sudden? If love is a lie, then civil unions should be off the table as well. No? Surely. What is this?
Feminism. When they said, hey, by the way, women can do everything that men can do and men can do everything. It was,
That's not exactly what feminism said, but I wouldn't expect you to know any of the feminist theory, the pesky feminist theory. Feminism is not when everybody is interchangeable and anybody can do whatever anybody else can. It's love, but it's not Christian love. Okay.
The same thing. Men and women became fundamentally interchangeable.
I have no clue what that means, actually.
Interchangeable. No, it's not important to have a mom at the home in a motherly role.
A mom in a motherly role, as opposed to a mom in a fatherly role. Okay.
It can do it. The school can do it. A stranger can do it. The kid doesn't need dad. Single mother, just as good.
Because parents choose to be single parents because they love nothing else in the world, to raise children on their own. Yes, it's absolutely it's a hobby of people to be single parents. It's what is the implication here, that people just willy-nilly, really eagerly jump into being single parents?
Dad, hey, there are no gender roles, norms, barriers.
What do you mean? The whole point of gender theory is to talk about gender roles. How can we know? What did we go to gender abolition? Did we just skip everything and we're at gender abolition now? There are no gender roles? Yes, there are. That's the whole point of the discussion.
Everything is the same. That was the step toward it being fluid. And you can go back to the first Change My Mind. There are only two genders. And the people we quoted, Simone de Beauvoir, Judith Butler, all of them steeped in deeply rooted feminist ideology. And that led the way for trans.
For what? Trans people existed long before feminism was codified. Him talking about gender roles is the same as gender abolition. True.
And you know what led the way for feminism? Communism.
What? No, this cannot be true. This cannot be real. I refuse to believe that this is real. What the fuck is this sleeping logic? What led to trans people and mass shootings? Feminism. What led to feminism? Communism. What is going on? This is getting insane. I was a little bit bored at the beginning of this video. I was like a little bit, should I even continue watching this? Are people even interested in this? Like, this feels so boring. But now it's top tier entertainment to me. What causes people to become mass shooters? What causes people to become trans and take drugs? It's feminism. Feminism caused that. And what caused feminism? Well, of course, it was communism. Karl Marx caused feminism. Oh my God.
Look at women's suffrage. There's a reason you can only find single digits of women who wanted to vote. Here's why: because most men couldn't vote. The idea was you can only vote if you're a contributor to this country, if you pay taxes.
What does that have to do with communism? What the fuck? Does he even know what communism is? It's quite a slippery slope. First, the women folk want rights, and then the kids change their sex all of a sudden and become commies. No, you have it backwards. First people were commies, and then they inserted ideas into women's heads to have rights, and then they created the transes. It all started with the commies. Well-known mass shooter Karl Marx. Wait, did you talk to Connor? Sorry, I missed it. No, I didn't. he had an emergency and we had to call it off.
Have skin in the game if you're up for the draft, if you perform mandatory bucket duty, volunteer firefighter service, and women said, well, hold on, we don't want that. And so communists and socialists said, no, we need to get an entirely new voting base of people who will vote in their own self-interest to take from the contributors.
What? What the? I've never heard that. What? That is a new. I have never heard communism or socialism being discussed like this before. We have to create a new voter base to take away from the contributors. Wait, does that mean that Steven Crowder is against all men being able to vote? Is that the implication here? That there should be a class of the so-called contributors and nobody else, and they should be men, of course, and nobody else outside of them should be able to vote? Great replacement theory.
That's what we want. Also, we want to double our labor force so it can be really, really cheap. This is the post-industrial revolution, right?
We want to double our... What are we even talking about now? Is he talking about immigration now? Only landed gentry should be able to vote, true.
Right?
The suffrage movement was not post-industrial revolution. I'm pretty sure it was during, no?
Yeah, labor comes cheaper when you just thrust everybody there, and then we're going to create a...
Yeah, right. That is exactly what communists and socialists want. More exploitation of the workers. That is exactly... Yes, that is the goal of socialists and communists. Throw more people into the workforce so that the workers can earn less. Those are the positions of socialists and communists. Because we all know that them commies are all about the working class earning less. What the fuck? Yeah, we all know the commies and the socialists really their main goal in life is to screw over the working class. That's their main fantasy. My goodness.
A public school system, we're going to design it around the idea that parents need babysitters and have the state raise the kids. And let's be really clear. If you send your kids to
I was under the false impression that schools were designed to give kids education that the parents cannot. But maybe I'm wrong.
Public school. Okay, grades K through 12. The state is raising your kids.
Also, public schools are shit in the US. I'm just gonna go there. Because there's actually no real Ministry of Education, and every single state decides on education on its own. And if you have a red state, well, then your public education is gonna be shit. Yeah, those are all the decisions of a single mind, because that's how history works, Crowder. Yeah, of course. Have you never heard the great man's theory?
The state is raising your children 8-9 hours a day. And there's the famous Lenin quote, "Give me 4 hours to teach the children, and the seed I have sown will never be uprooted."
What does that have to do with anything? This is nonsense. Well, what is this quote? What is this quote supposed to demonstrate? That Lenin said that he was good at... What are you trying to say?
What chance do you think you have with an hour at Sunday school to teach them right from wrong when they have a blue-haired teacher teaching them that there are 57 or 132, however many genders today?
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Also, what does the idea of there being many genders have to do with right or wrong? With distinguishing right from wrong? I don't even... What is being said here?
Teaching them that they're Sunday school to teach them right from wrong when they have a blue-haired teacher teaching them that there are 57 or 132, however many genders today.
Okay, what does the number of genders have to do with distinguishing right from wrong? Those are completely unrelated concepts. If society is all controlled by leftists because I'm deeply insecure about my place in the world theory. Oh my gosh. My goodness.
You're combating 8 hours a day, 5 days a week minimum.
Well, some of those 8 hours are, I don't know, PE, physical education. Some of them are maths, history, geography, biology, English class, a foreign language class. Are these wrong? Are you saying that the parents should be teaching all of these things at home?
And then usually more homework, which, by the way, I also think is evil. I'm anti-homework.
Oh my goodness. More progressive than I thought, actually.
Do you know how?
All right.
You can homeschool in 2 hours.
You got something there.
You can homeschool in 2 hours. You can just homeschool your kids in 2 hours. Yep. There you go. There you have it. You can just homeschool in 2 hours. That explains a lot, actually. Maybe Steven Crowder was just homeschooled for 2 hours. Maybe that explained the level of his knowledge about anything.
I was a little on the edge there, but all right.
Even his co-hosts are calling him an idiot, sort of low-key. Okay, buddy. No, you cannot educate your kids homeschooling them for 2 hours per day, okay? You just cannot.
And we were always told...
Even they're laughing at him. They're laughing at his ass.
Preparing you for the real world.
Yeah.
What real world? No. What real world? Oh, the world you want to create. The one where we're all serfs.
Serfs to whom? To the transes?
And people are a lot easier to control if you keep them dumb, fat, complacent.
Ah, yes, because the more education you give to people, the dumber they are. Right? The more education, it actually works like that. The more education you give to people, the dumber they are. But if you just homeschool them for 2 hours and don't give them education, the smarter they will be. That's exactly how that works.
Sick, high, and mentally ill.
Yeah.
Sick, high. The more education you will give them at public school, the more sick, high, and mentally ill they will become. That makes so much sense. I'm bought. Excellent.
They're serfs.
People who are basically just controlled by the government. People who are basically subservient to government. Peasants, they do whatever. Do whatever the government needs to. People who are...
Yeah, because Steven Crowder is so opposed to the government, especially under Donald Trump. Yeah, Steven Crowder is such an anti-governmental rebel.
Disposable. Oh, we have more Jen Psaki. By the way, she was
Speaking
mad.
of disposable.
Yeah, like razors. By the way, sorry, women, you got to pay that pink tax. Just buy a man's razor. So, Jen Psaki.
Hey, what's the difference?
Where'd that come
There's
from?
no difference in the razor.
That's another thing. Feminism. Women are always women have to pay the pink tax. They have to pay more for their products. Look at, and they always compare women's razors to men's razors.
What about other products like shampoos and shit?
Men's razor. By a man, it's black.
It's just a razor.
It's the same
just
thing.
A sharp piece of metal.
This is systemic discrimination. Bitch, get a Bic.
Dude, that is a great tagline for Bic.
Bitch, get a Bic. Okay.
Hey, you got a lighter? Bitch, get a Bic.
I can really tell that they've been homeschooled for 2 hours per day.
Oh, you do all the time. You bit. You dumb bit. All right, so Jen Psaki, of course, in trying to correct America. And by the way, this was a woman who was at the helm. Keep that in mind. So then, of course, the mask comes off when they can say all the things that they really believe, but told you that they didn't. Her problem is
what the fuck are they talking about? A good question. I'm just as lost as you are.
Shows like ours, being accurate here.
There has already been sort of some effort, which I think is so sick and disgusting, to weaponize some of the details, even if we don't know a lot at this point in time. And obviously the law enforcement in your city have been keeping people abreast, including details about the individual possibly being trans, about the individual possibly having negative things to say about Trump, about some things that have been on the weapons. A lot of this is just very early reporting. What do you do as a leader of your city to prevent details from being weaponized and using this to blame something other than the guns?
Wow. Hold on a second.
I mean, I could shoot the same thing back at you, Steven Crowder. Like, the only difference between you and the person you're criticizing is that you're saying, what can we do to stop the details being weaponized so that they could be blamed and not the transes? That's the only thing that you're doing different.
Second.
Yes, she said that out loud.
Can you play the last?
What can we do to make sure that the transes are blamed and not anything else? That is basically what you have been saying for the last 28 minutes.
Seconds again, and then I'll ask you to pause it for me. Let's break this down.
Okay, last 30 seconds.
About the individual possibly
You
being
look like a
trans,
lunatic.
about the individual possibly having negative things to say about Trump, about some things that have been on the web.
Possibly being trans. Name change certificate signed off by the mom.
Legally trans.
Yeah, legally trans. Possibly saying negative things about Trump. Kill Donald Trump now. Fuck Donald Trump. Hold on. Are these possibly?
Yeah, this is last night.
Let's just
hours.
This is possibly. Now let's go on to the.
It could be positive. Last night I told my wife, I said, "Oh, I want to kill you, baby."
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, you. By the way, you take role playing a little too far sometimes.
A little too far. It's weird.
His sexy nurse involves a catheter.
Yeah.
Let's.
Hey, you want to play maids tonight?
Yeah. Hey. You want to play doctor? Get my bedpan. Get my bedpan, I said.
Okay. Now I'm starting to see why this guy's divorced, and isn't he a failed comedian, by the way? Isn't this guy a failed comedian? Am I mistaking him with somebody else? I'm pretty sure Steven Crowder is a failed comedian.
Let's keep playing this
next part. A lot of this is just very early reporting. What do you do as a leader of your city to prevent details from...
Wow. So let me walk through that. Is early reporting. By the way, we were 2 hours before CNN.
He is? Oh, yeah. That explains a lot.
Even acknowledged any of it. So a lot of it is just early reporting, like finding the YouTube channel that was then suspiciously nuked, looking through all of the videos.
What do you mean suspiciously nuked? That always happens with, YouTube nukes stuff that has extremist content on it. Elliot Rodgers' YouTube was also nuked, believe it or not. What's so extraordinary about this? Suspiciously nuked?
Translating it, cross-referencing it with the statements from the police chief, including the smoke bombs.
Yeah, YouTube, the famously left-wing controlled platform that just wants to cover for the transes. What a weird implication. Suspiciously nuked.
We saw in the videos, finding a certificate online of a name change and the work history of the mother at said facility. These are just early report. Okay, you call that early reporting. I say, why didn't you? You guys wanted to push legislation to ensure integrity in journalism. And by that, what you really meant was not allow us to do it. Why was a show yesterday? It was only on Rumble Premium if you're not a member.
Rumble Premium. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if the Rumble thing has worked out for Steven Crowder because he's back on YouTube.
Why was this show eating your lunch? That's just early reporting? Okay, tell me what you have that changes that context, and then a request. How do you prevent people from doing exactly what it is that journalists are supposed to do?
Okay, what does that context mean? What does it change? What does the person being trans change, actually? You might as well go, oh, the person was tall. Well, that context changes everything. Maybe we should just call all the tall people now.
You starting to see the communism? You starting to see the feminism?
No, I don't. I'm not starting to see the communism. And I'm the only thing I'm starting to see is that Steven Crowder does not understand what communism is in the slightest. Well, what the fuck does that... What the fuck does this have to do with communism? Am I starting to see the no, what?
At play. Final.
The feminism? He's just saying words. He's just saying words to say them. Are you starting to see the communism and feminism at play?
Portion of that clip. Play.
The leader of your city to prevent details from being weaponized and using this to blame something other than the guns.
Well, there are many guns here, and as far as I understand it, they're innocent. Right now.
Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, that was so funny. That was so smart.
No matter, so
you were a professional, Josh.
Yeah,
that doesn't count.
Even they looked at him and were like, okay, that was shit. That was horrible.
Different gun.
No matter what, it's the gun's fault.
Yeah.
How do you keep information from the public that obviously proves that it was not just about a gun so that we can keep the narrative? She literally...
What does that mean? Did you know that correlation does not equal causation? Why is this concept so difficult to grasp? It is supposed to be pretty basic, but it seems like so many people do not understand this.
He just said all of that out loud in a concerned voice for journalistic integrity. That was at like 7 something at night. I think it was at Pacific time, so it was later on the East Coast. I can't confirm the time for me, guys. 7:30 Eastern time. I'll just give you that, whatever time zone it was. Hours after all this had already been confirmed. How do we keep the narrative from changing to what really could help people, mental health issues in a group of the community that has an attempted suicide rate higher than prisoners in Auschwitz, like we said, and make sure we put it on inanimate objects?
Yeah, because prisoners in Auschwitz really needed to... What's with the weird comparison with the prisoners in Auschwitz? That is in such bad taste.
Yeah.
How do we keep the curtain closed?
Yeah.
So the wizard can keep working.
I'll tell you exactly how, though, by the way. This is the inside baseball because we've experienced it.
You've experienced being trans?
You guys saw Nashville, where the mayor there, also a homo, said he would sue.
A homo. Oh, okay.
And the MNPD.
Is that true?
And the FBI was going to... that's just an opinion.
Okay.
And the...
What the fuck was that? Of course, he walked it back immediately because he realized what he was doing. Wow.
The FBI was going to investigate us. Hey, Gerald, what would you say over the years we've had to pay in...
Yeah, he's also a homo. Is that true? It's just an opinion. What the fuck was that?
BS lawsuits. Millions?
Yeah.
Yeah, millions. Millions of dollars, by the way, for accurately reporting. I'm not talking about the admonish button where everyone makes mistakes, of course, but we would be the only ones who would get sued for accurate reporting because people don't like it and we have to fight lawsuits on a regular basis. So I'm telling you how they want to prevent it. Suing, using our 3-letter agencies, weaponizing them against people who disagree. And the only reason we've been able to sustain is because of your support. Hey, please do consider, if you still want this to continue.
I don't want this to continue. This is brainless.
Mug Club, Rumble Premium. Rumble Premium is Mug Club. Mug Club is Rumble Premium. Click that button. It's $99 a year. This is a token. This mug, this hand-etched mug that you get of fighting like hell and ensure bed. And I don't hope that comes soon. I want us to be so difficult and so annoying to her that she can't get out of the shadow of people who fight like hell to get the truth.
Yeah, the truth about them controlling things and the transes mass shooting people because of feminism, which was created by communism. That makes perfect sense.
Haunt her.
Yes, haunt her, terrorize her, like a poltergeist. Let's go through the other reasons, by the way, the priorities of the left as this unfolded. Again,
yeah, because your priorities are clearly straight.
Very simple. Hey, 94% of mass shootings in gun-free zones. We have a demographic with a 42% attempted suicide rate. 100% are stopped by a gun. Right? These would be at any other point in time.
I'm sorry. Did you just throw these statistics out rapid fire without me catching that you're saying nonsense?
Pretty attempted suicide. Again, very simple. Hey, 94% of mass shootings in gun-free zones. We have a demographic with a 42% attempted suicide rate. 100% are stopped by a gun. Right? These would be at any other point in time pretty self-explanatory. But
why?
John Miller wanted to make sure that you know he's an intelligence analyst and law enforcement expert on CNN. That just so you know, this even though it was at a Catholic school and even though this person drew themselves looking in the mirror with a demon and specifically targeted these, it has nothing to do with religion. That's important.
I almost find the conclusion that it's a hate crime against Catholics premature, in that we are...
Oh, so he basically did not say any of what you just said. He said that the conclusion is premature. He did not say that it had nothing to do with religion. You dishonest piece of shit.
Trying to attach rational motives to a completely irrational act.
Killing Catholic kids is not rational.
Where is the political ideology here, right?
So he does not say that at all. He did not say that it had nothing to do with religion. He just said that the conclusions could be premature. It doesn't matter that they should have went to that school, says Convenient Estelle. No, it does not. Hello, Greater. Yeah, it is popcorn worthy. I really... Oh, wait, I can get a snack as well. One moment. Yeah, I am sad that I don't have popcorn for this as well, but I do have something else. Good bullied, or at least good to know the place.
This is someone who actually attended that school at some point, so we may assume, I'm not sure, that this person is Catholic also. But what we're looking at here is there any rationality to what this person does?
Isn't it funny?
I mean, technically speaking, Stalin also went to a religious school. Let's not forget. Which made him hate religion with a passion. So it might have to do with something. It might have something to do with the structures of such institutions. You know? The Columbine mass shooters didn't choose Columbine randomly.
I'll say, I don't know if this person is Catholic because they have to mention it. But then if there's an Islamic terrorist attack, they go, hashtag, not all Muslims. Sure. But 150 plus million Muslims support violence against non-Muslims.
Wait, hold on. That's not what they said at all. Hold on.
Because they have to mention
it. To what this person does.
Isn't it funny? They'll say, I don't know if this person is Catholic because they have to mention it. But then if there's an Islamic terrorist...
They didn't say that he was a shooter because he was Catholic. They said that the crime might have not been inspired as a hate crime against religion because he attended the school and was Catholic himself. That is what they said. They said that this works as an argument against the hypothesis that this was a hate crime against religion. That is the only thing that they said. They did not draw any conclusions that he was Catholic, therefore Catholics commit mass shootings. That is your speciality, drawing such conclusions. What's with the whataboutism? I mean, what else do they have?
Attack to go, hashtag.
What else do they've got besides the whataboutism?
Not all Muslims, sure. But 150 plus million Muslims support violence against non-Muslims. So it's really hard to separate that from the Islamic faith when 150 million people believe it.
It actually is really easy to separate it from the Islamic faith, to be quite honest with you.
A word for it.
Yeah.
Jihad.
Yeah.
They have a whole word for it.
What's the, is there a Latin word, a Catholic, maybe Aramaic?
Yeah, there is actually. The Holy Crusade, you idiot. What the fuck? Hey, hold on. Actually gonna look it up. Holy fuck. The word crusade derives from the Latin crux, cross. The crusade. You support the violence towards anyone in the Middle East that isn't Israeli, Crowder. That is true. But also they'll say that Christians don't have such a word that is the equivalent of the Holy War. That is such a funny statement.
Hebrew, I don't.
Yeah, because the Crusades were not a thing. The Holy Crusades, that was not a thing. Totally.
Know which translation you're using that says you should be trans and kill other Catholics. Can you tell me anywhere
what?
That's in the faith?
Yeah, you can't be Catholic and be trans.
Yeah, when you're...
They don't accept you in the church if you're trans. Yeah, you can't be Catholic and be trans. They don't accept you in the church if you're trans.
That's not true. That is... Okay, Poland is one of the most Catholic countries there is, okay? Kościoły przyjmujące osoby trans. Let me see. Oh, many trans people, including especially Catholics, find support. Oh, there are Catholic priests that are ready to support trans people. Oh, holy shit. Oh. Trans people can undergo christening. Well, there you go.
Typically, Catholics are advised against murdering exclusively Catholics. Here's the next one, not to be outdone by the ghost of Tipper Gore.
What the fuck? What?
Murdering.
They don't accept you in the church if you're trans.
And typically, Catholics are advised against murdering exclusively Catholics.
What the fuck does that mean? Typically, Catholics are encouraged against murdering exclusively Catholics. Is Crowder implying that Catholics are encouraged to murder a broader amount of people than just Catholics?
Here's the next one.
Does he realize what he just said?
Be outdone by the ghost of Tipper Gore, even though Tipper Gore's still alive. Chris O'Leary actually has nothing
But logically speaking, he said that Catholics are encouraged to not just exclusively murder whatever.
With trans, it has nothing to do with gun-free zones. It's COVID and video games. Yeah.
It's a terrorist organization, or the variety of ideologies that different people follow. They're following them because they have susceptibility. There's various push-pull factors. Maybe it's some kind of mental break.
Like
maybe
old
it's
John Cena.
Their life has gone down the toilet and they have no hope.
I know.
Bad parenting.
I know it is funny considering what they just said about. Yes, I know. Oh God.
The effects of
which, by the way, I think that goes without saying, but citation needed. By the way.
COVID and the isolation and what's called the gamification influence, where young men.
Who warned you? Who said guarantee you this is going to have...
Okay, gamification influence does not mean video games, you idiot. I want to hear the whole thing. Now I want to hear the whole thing because I actually, for a brief second there, I actually trusted Steven Crowder and thought that video games would be playing. But gamification does not necessarily mean video games. Like, what does Steven Crowder think when he hears game theory? The term game theory. Does he think that this is also about video games? I wanna know. I want to hear what gamification means because
mental health effects and a ripple for decades, locking people down, keeping people from socializing.
I bet that when Steven Crowder hears the term game theory, he thinks, "Oh, video games."
Keeping them from prom, keeping them from their friends, locking down beaches. Guarantee you're going to see record high addiction problems, mental health afflictions. This is going to be really bad because they were saying, hey, what does it hurt to lock down, right? If it saves one life, remember that? Let's keep going.
Yeah, because the lockdowns were definitely about just saving one life. That was what was at stake with the pandemic. One life.
Are growing up, being raised by video games.
Okay, video games are being mentioned here. Okay.
All of those things are involved in really people mobilizing towards violence more routinely in these things. But you will also see people get radicalized solely on these video games through headsets. They may never go on the internet otherwise. So there's a variety of things that,
Okay, blaming video games is just as silly as blaming trans people, in my opinion. But there is, of course, a problem with people mainly socializing online and not really having socialization in real life. And that is also a problem that children in Ukraine face, interestingly enough. Children in Ukraine, because of the war, because of the bombardment, because of all those factors, oftentimes in the more dangerous cities like Kharkiv, they cannot go to school normally. I'm not sure if you knew that. I'm not sure if this is common knowledge that a lot of children in Kharkiv do not go to school normally. They learn through the internet. They continue what started with COVID, and they just learn through the internet. There are certain underground schools, bunker schools built, but there are not enough of them. Only a select few of the kids can go to them. They are being, of course, rotated, the kids that go to that school. Kids do not go to such schools every single day. And as I've just said before, not all kids have access to those schools. And because they mainly learn online, they lose a lot of those interaction skills. They lose a lot of that socialization with other kids. They become much more awkward when interacting with other people. And this is why organizations such as the Voices of Children step in and organize group activities for children so that they can have this real life socialization with other kids. There you go. I have used a Steven Crowder bit to talk about something that's actually interesting and relevant. There you go. I've used this opportunity to talk about relevant things. Steven Crowder, lol. Yes, that's right.
Professionals look at now and train.
Okay, Lucy, this is incredible. Wait, what are you being?
But we're seeing this repeated.
Yeah, they're not being radicalized by headsets. They're being radicalized in the classroom, just to be clear. But I'll grant him this.
What? Oh yeah, they're being radicalized into being... Oh, I'm not sure if you were here for this, Vladimir, but actually, mass shootings are done by trans people. Trans people are the mass shooters because they're mentally ill. And trans people are trans people because of feminism, because feminism caused the trans epidemic. And also, by the way, feminism itself was caused by communism. That's their trajectory. Communism to feminism to mass shooters who are trans.
On second thought, sometimes he has a point with...
Also, education is worthless. Don't go to school. It's enough to homeschool your child for 2 hours per day. There you go.
Video games out there notorious like Dead Name Redemption. That seems like...
Okay, what the fuck is this?
One.
What the fuck is this? A failed comedian. I would just like to remind you, Steven Crowder is a failed comedian. I'm willing to bet money that he has never played Red Dead Redemption, by the way. I know, that part is on you also. What part is on me? The transes? Oh yeah, I'm trans. Is that what you mean? Or the communism? Which part? Communism? Feminism? Or being trans? Which part is on me? We're so proud of this. We've been thinking of this for a month.
For people on audio, the Photoshop is perfect. And next, in the installment of I am very ashamed and I apologize for ever even remotely supporting this guy or thinking he was something approaching cool. Piece of garbage, Trey Gowdy. When I heard it yesterday, I was like, what? I mean, I know he's been a little bit of a namby-pamby in recent times.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that he'd gone full woke. Here he is saying, actually, we're going to have to take away your freedoms because the kids.
Yeah, I bet he said nothing of the sort. I am willing to bet money that this guy has said nothing of the sort, that we are about to hear something completely different. Like, how much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet that he will say nothing of the sort?
To stop it is to identify the shooter ahead of time or keep the weapons out of their hands. And so we're going to have a conversation of freedom versus protecting children. I mean, how many school shootings does it take before we're going to have a conversation about keeping firearms out? It's always a young white male.
First off, that's incorrect, even in this instance.
Yeah.
Because this is a woman, according to the ideology.
Playing by your rules.
Playing by your rules.
Yeah,
And yes,
this guy.
Okay, gender and sex are not the same thing.
A lady.
Yes. I don't know. I could ask the same question. How many mass
Also,
shootings?
they were detransitioning, so you don't even have the entire information on this thing. Still watching this thing. This is going to be the last thing. And then I'm going to go lie to bed and create VODs based on this.
Need to take place in gun-free zones before we stop the massacres. We know it's 94% of them now. How many more?
How many more?
Trey? Can you tell me?
Oh.
No, go ahead.
I have a question for him.
Yeah.
Why does he sound like an old cartoon dog?
That's a good point, too. Think of the children.
He's also whistling his S's a lot these days.
We're gonna have to take your AR-15s away because they make me scared.
Failed comedian. You're gonna make VODs in the bed? Yeah, of course. I have a laptop, so I can.
We're going to have to take you to a farm upstate. You better do what Master says. They're going to take away your bones.
Yeah. It's like the dumb fuck and the hound.
All of them actually also. What about brown people being involved? Wow, then. Let's wait for the next shooting. Okay. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for loving the stream. Thank you for being great audiences, and I'll see you next stream, okay? I'm gonna raid you to somebody. brilliant. I'm gonna raid you to the best person ever, okay? Lucy. I am Lucy, that is my name. I'm gonna raid you to Kid Not Kin to spite President Sunday. I'm not sure how this is spiting anybody, but you know what? I'm gonna raid Kid Not Kin. Assuming they're still on. Oh yeah, Kid Not Kin is still streaming. I'm gonna do what President Sunday was not able to. Okay, I'm gonna actually raid Kid Not Kin. There you go. Where President Sunday has failed, I will succeed. I had a pretty good day. I slept a lot. Yeah. I don't lie, usually. Yeah, it was short. Come on, the stream was short. Okay, I'll see you. Bye-bye. Say hello to Kid Not Kid and tell them to raid me from time to time.